Original hardwood floors add character and warmth to any home. Unfortunately, after years of abuse, wooden floors can begin to show their age, and years of expansion and contraction can create gaps between the boards. There are few conventional repair options to close the gaps, short of tearing up and completely relaying the floor. Advanced Repair Technology's Flex Tec HV Epoxy repair system is ideal to repair gaps, cracks, and holes in your hardwood floor. The Flex Tec will create a strong bond to the wood and will expand and contract with the wood to leave your floor repair looking great for years to come.
For your floor repair, you may use any of our dual tube guns. Our ART 300 LV manual mixing gun may be used when you wish to mix the epoxy by hand. The ART 300X static mixing gun may be used with the static mixing nozzles to mix the epoxy as it is dispensed for quicker application. The ART 300 LP2 pneumatic gun is to be used in conjunction with any air compressor and is the quickest and easiest gun to use in this application. In addition to the gun you choose, you will need our 450 milliliter tube of epoxy, static mixing nozzle if you're using the 300X or pneumatic gun, a cutting board or other surface to mix on, plastic putty knives, ART's Primatrate, a cup and bottle to mix and apply the Primatrate, a measuring spoon, a brush, sculpting knives, and dry powdered pigment to tint the epoxy. The pigment comes in a variety of colors, all of which are available from Advanced Repair Technology. They may be mixed in with the epoxy before application to achieve a color which works for your specific application. The technique shown in this video is perfect to repair holes in your floor from old pipes or cables, as well as nail holes and cracks in between your boards. To begin the repair, mix and apply the Primatrate. This step is critical to ensure a strong, deep bond between the Flex Tec and the wood. Begin by measuring 2 parts B into the cup. Clean off your measure with vinegar and a rag and add part A. Stir thoroughly. For this application, a squeeze bottle is perfect to make sure that the Primatrate reaches deep into the bottom of the crack. Fill the bottle and use it to dispense the Primatrate. Now, use the brush to thoroughly coat the crack. Repeat the procedure with each crack you wish to fill. Now, use the gun and static mixing nozzle to dispense the epoxy into the crack. Use a sculpting knife to press the epoxy deep into the crack. Screed off any excess with a plastic putty knife, saving it on the cutting board to tint later. Fill the remaining cracks and knot holes. Repeat the procedure with the sculpting knife, always saving any excess epoxy you may screed off. Now, dispense and mix more epoxy and combine it with the epoxy you saved. Apply the powder pigment in small amounts until you reach the color you desire. Mix the epoxy thoroughly with the pigment until the color is consistent throughout.
You may choose to try and match the color of your wood, or, as in this application, use a darker tint to more closely resemble the existing lines of the original floor.
Clean off the sculpting knife you used earlier with vinegar and a rag, and use it to apply the epoxy to the repair. If you find it easier, you may also use the plastic putty knife. Pack the epoxy into the crack so that it fills it completely. Screed off the excess epoxy by following the crack with a putty knife. Continue packing the epoxy and screeding it until you have filled all of your repairs. To wipe excess epoxy from the wood, once again use vinegar and a rag. Allow the epoxy to cure for at least 24 hours at least 70 degrees, and you may sand the excess epoxy and put a smooth finish on the floor. Although the epoxy itself will not take stain, you may now treat the wooden planks of your floor with any wood stain or polyurethane. Apply the stain by brushing it on and then rubbing it in with a rag. If you wish to showcase the natural color of the wood, a coat of polyurethane may be applied in the same way. Once the stain is dry, you are ready to enjoy the warmth and glow of your refinished original hardwood floor.